Throughout the last 11 years of CSGO, we've seen some amazing matches and stories, and it's been beautiful, with C9 beating FaZe to secure the first and only NA major trophy, and amazing eras of NiP, FNATIC, SK and ASTRALIS. But CSGO over the last few years have had some amazing games and comebacks, and in this covenant history of all these amazing games, there's one game that's been forgotten, and today we're breaking down Liquid vs Heroic, greatest CSGO comeback you forgot existed. We're starting with Pistol. Liquid have prioritized utility, having 3 players with a mix of different utility. And this makes sense. If you want to take A site, you need utility like smokes and flashes to even have a chance versus USPS when you got Glocks. Heroic are going for some utility to try and counter Liquid whenever they execute, and a CC, a gun that is quite useless today. Liquid are playing a very slow default setup with 1 player in bottom banana, 2 players in middle, and 1 player in second middle alone. And the last player is in spawn, ready with utility in case Heroic pushes down mid. It's a great way to set up to counter a fast push from CTs, but looks dumb when the CTs are playing slow, since you take 1 player out of the opening phase of the round. Heroic are playing an interesting setup with 3 players on B, and this is a normal setup. When you are 3 on B, your A players have to either play super safe or be aggressive mid to get information and stop pushes so Heroic's B players can rotate. After the fighting in mid that sees Shoes down to 19 HP, Liquid wants to get banana and uses this amazing flash to take top banana. This is a perfect pop flash, just make sure your teammates are close to the wall or turned around, otherwise they will be flashed. But this flash tells Heroic that they are about to be executed on, and here you can see that Testis and CT are jiggling with a smoke. His goal is to smoke as soon as he either sees a Liquid player or he sees the smokes from Liquid. Liquid uses the default smokes and then these flashes to allow to push through the banana smoke Testis through. And here are the lineups so you can learn them. And see the effect of this. Stavn with a CC is fully flash and Liquid gets a 3-for-3 trade. Not too ideal, but in the 2v2 it's favorable for the T's, when Heroic's players are so far away from the rotation. Heroic makes a lot of sound trying to rotate, and they have to be fast since they don't have a kit, and it's why they make so much sound and move so much around. Enough steps up and get both kills.
Volley of utility going over, and now you've got to go through the smoke if you want to use your smokes. 1 for Elige, and they deal with the 3-man stack, leaving it even. This is where that earlier tag to shush in the round could really come back to haunt Heroic.
Yeah, they've got a nade, but it really won't change much at this point. You're hoping for headshots if you're on this CT side. They're going to go in a good place, but it's not a banana plant. Oh, it's done some serious damage to the unarmored Stewie. Forget what I said. This one does have consequences unless Stewie never matters, unless Naf was set up to win the round all along. They don't know how close Shush has got. Stewie going to take that contact, not needed. Naf jumps over Coffin and takes a double, does not wait for the tap. That's very scary.
It's a classic round 2. Liquid a full bot with 2 rifles and 3 SMGs, while Heroic are on a full buy with nades and pistols. Liquid's goal is to get the SMGs close up to the face of Heroic and let the rifles take long range fights, while Heroic's plan is to as well get close range fights, and this can become a problem for both teams. Something to note here as well is that Heroic do not have a single Molotov, so they can't really hold off a fast rush by Liquid. Liquid starts with having 2 players running towards second mid and a 3rd player spamming the wall, to make sure Heroic can't push apps without being tagged. It's a good way to allow your teammates a faster and safer path to apps and second mid. And then they have 1 player in ramp and 1 banana. Heroic are going 4 players on B with this setup here where Refresh on site so his 3 teammates can swing banana, and Cadian in mid with the deagle to try and sell to Liquid that there are more than only 1 player on A. Heroic goes for a 3-man rush down banana with a flash here, to blind these positions, a smoke bottom banana and some nades. And here Grim realizes that they still need to have present in banana, to have a shot at even winning this match. And Fallen flashes banana to allow him to peek and he gets a 1-for-1 trade. Usually good for the T's, but since Heroic's buy is so bad, this favors them, since they as well get banana control and a gun. But Heroic do not keep banana control, since they know if Liquid starts to flash and push, they can't really hold it. So they all rotate towards A, in hope that they have tricked Liquid into going A, since Grim saw 3 people on B. And this is one of those gambles you just have to take on lower buys. Liquid takes site very slow, and this makes Heroic question if they gambled correct, and send 2 players back to B. Liquid uses 1 smoke on B to fake it, and here Heroic answer with a smoke themselves, and this will tell Liquid not to go B, since the smoke from Heroic kinda proves the theory that Heroic are focusing B. And they decide to go full on A execute with this interesting pit smoke, a smoke that used to be a part of the meta, and nowadays barely been used since since it's not that good and you would rather have a flash or Molotov in pit. And then smokes long, which is very normal, and a flash. But Heroic is ready for this with 3 players on A. 1 long, 1 site, and last player in grave. Liquid uses this flash, and this flash gets bumped into grave after Naf runs into a leech while throwing it, and this is the first mistake from Liquid, and this kicks in a domino effect. And Heroic's bait and switch setup works perfect, with Cadian in grave not peeking before Tesses on site make contact. But Liquid's problem here is that they had no Apps players. An Apps player could have killed Cadian or at least spotted him, and they would have won this round, but Heroic takes it with amazing pistol shots.
Site will you hit Liquid? Oh, that flash does get blocked. They turn in time. It could be a problem though. Everyone looking the wrong way. Deeg's coming out, and these are much better than the Julies. Katie and Tesses both on the board. There's another for refresh, and Stewie needs to clutch out of nowhere. Not allowed.
Economy management is the key term for this round. Heroic have some money, but since they've been winning, their lose bonus is not that good, so they need to win this round to be able to buy the next, while Liquid have barely $2,500 in total on the team, and they have to win to be able to buy, or they will have an economy that will spiral out of control. Liquid are going fast up banana, with 2 players using a Molotov car, a flash into the Molotov to mask it, and a window flash from ramp, and then having the last 2 players go second mid. Heroic are going 3 players in B to start with, where the CT player will help banana with utility before falling back to A, and then having 2 A players in middle. Here you can see Cadian jump across mid to see if anyone is ramped before peeking to make sure he just doesn't blindly peek into an AWP. And Heroic Molotovs banana to try and hold off Liquid, and smokes deep banana. The Molotov at first misses, and this still allows Fallen a great angle towards the corner, but the spread just hits Fallen and they have to fall back. And this is Heroic's chance to get top banana back, and they invest 2 players top banana to retake it, and uses a flash and a new Molotov towards middle of banana. And this kills Fallen, and as soon as Fallen dies, Heroic are happy with the results and give back banana to make sure they don't overcommit, and Liquid takes back banana using a half wall flash and a Molotov towards the corner to make sure Heroic leaves banana. Liquid have 2 smokes and 1 flash left. This means that when the execute happens, they have to push it no matter what, even if it's a Molotov or smoke in the way. Liquid uses this flash and no smoke lineup, since the goal is to surprise Heroic, so they will not have time to smoke them out. Stavn, jiggling the pixel angle, sees Liquid and is quick with the smoke, but since he's full blind, he misses it, and he hits the corner, and Liquid are allowed to push. Tessus goes huge, getting 3 players, since it's a very good off angle and Liquid were peeking so far apart. And Stavn cleans up Grim, and Stewie is left in the 1v4 he can't win.
Looks like they are drop my smoke, but they're pressuring, they're moving in regardless of this utility. Tesses has been a real beast here, and he's good for 2.5. It's down there to finish the job, and Stewie with Fallen's AWP in hand, a 1v4. What should be an undoable round. This B site holds its own again.
Liquid are on a classic force buy for last round with 3 AKs, a Galil and SMG, but have prioritized nades, and I like this from Liquid. It's an important round considering that they are down 2-12 on the T side. Heroic are on a strong buy with 4 rifles and a low. Liquid are going 1 player ramp, 1 player banana, and the 2 last players second mid, but have done 1 switch up with Fallen full pushing middle with a flash he throws in front of him. And he does not turn to make sure he doesn't get timing if Cadian were to swing him right before the flash pop. Heroic are going for the default setup with 3 on B in the start and 2 on A. And here Cadian does his jump across mid and sees Fallen a free kill, but he misses. And a miss like this is the key for Liquid to win this round, since this miss allows Fallen to keep pushing, and Heroic now have to worry about fast mid push and apps push. If Fallen had died, Heroic would only had to worry about the fast apps push. Liquid Molotovs apps and top banana, and here in banana they get red with Stewie being Molotoved while taking the fight against Stavn, and he loses this, and Liquid have now lost banana control. Liquid tries to win it back with this flash, but Heroic quickly re-Molotovs banana, and Liquid is stuck in middle of banana, as well as Heroic Molotoving apps to stop the push from Naf. Naf knows he have to try to get some information in apps or a kill, and as soon as the Molotov disappear, he swings and kills Cadian before Shoes gets the trade back. Heroic have been great on these trades and are showing us how hard it is to play versus them and any team that is so good at trading on the CT side. Liquid tries to take banana, but a great flash, HE nade and a smoke allows Tessus to kill Fallen, and quickly it's a 2v4. How can Liquid win this? Well, Liquid have no banana control, but they do have a lot of middle control with the Leech, and Heroic are giving him a lot of room. And a Leech, after spotting Shoes, goes for this position and kills Shoes for overpeaking, and look at A, it's only Refresh left who's on long, so Liquid, if they would push right now, would have full A control. And here, Refresh is in a bad position, and he tries to do something, I have no idea why, and the Leech gets a second kill and have opened up A. Only problem is that Grim is in ramp with bomb, but after Grim gets the bomb, he goes towards A site. and he takes the path through A apps. And this is the smartest in this scenario, while Heroic starts moving towards site. Leech hit his jump one too many times in pit, trying to get on top of the bike, and here he dies, and Grim is in a 1v2. But Grim jumps down to trade fast to not allow Heroic to double swing him and get in comfortable positions, and he gets the first kill. And Grim gets to Grave and wins the 1v1 and gives Liquid a lifeline in the match.
For mercy.
Yeah, begging for anything, man. Elige, nice little bait play to get that push out of Refresh. He's selling this A play hard, but it's not the fake, it is the commitment. Grim, do not go through middle, and he will route back through the apartments. Down can still hit this timing. He can still get fast and loose with the timings. Out through the short side, Elige. Oh, he's seen him. Dead on the jump. Grim will trade it. It's a 1v1, a chance at 3 rounds for Team Liquid. Not where they wanted to be. But they'll take anything at this point in time. Grim needs to win this at least just to save a little bit of face for Team Liquid. Set up in the graveyard, and it's top fragger Tesses to try and beat on the other side. It's a real David versus Goliath story here. Tesses has so many angles to check. Grim misses that timing on the swing. Oh, but not the second time around, so it's 3-12.
Liquid have won the last 2 rounds, but now they're on a saved buy from winning the last 2 rounds, and is why Heroic have way better guns than them. And if this game were closer, like a 8-9 scoreline, a loss to Heroic here wouldn't mean so much and wouldn't be too bad. But when you are down 12-5, you kinda have to win this round, since a loss here might snowball the game, while a win here will secure Liquid 7 rounds and a real chance. Liquid are going 3 players to A, 1 in mid and 2 towards site. They are not taking any risk due to knowing Heroic have better weapons. And then having 2 players on B, molting banana, smoking bottom banana, and playing very standard. As well as Liquid mid player is molting bottom mid. Heroic are going 3 players who get stuck behind the molotov from fallen, and then have 1 player in second mid, and the last player in bottom ramp to help with utility. Liquid double nades top banana and then takes banana after Heroic molotov burn out and uses a flash to allow Stewie to take full banana control with his MP9, and this is a big win for Liquid going into this round. Heroic are still ramp and are ready to take back banana from Liquid, but here Naf, a well-timed smoke, stops Heroic a little longer. And as a tier this is bad. They have not gotten any map control, and if banana take fail, they're out of the round, and I love how Liquid plays banana. They have Stewie close in the cubby, and then they have Naf behind the wall ready to swing after Heroic flash pops or Stewie takes contact. Learn this. Heroic tries to bait Liquid out with a long smoke and refresh in apps, but this does not help and Heroic get ready to take banana. And here uses a nade on Stewie and then a flash. This full blinds Stewie, but he still gets a kill and Naf gets another one before Heroic kills both B players. And look at the HP, Shush is on 50 HP and Testis is on 1 HP, not ideal. As well as Heroic only have 2 flashes and a smoke left. They use both flashes, top banana to take it. But Fallen have already rotated and his scout will act like AWP versus the 2 low players. Refresh kills Grim that was not paying attention and A side is cleared and Heroic fully runs back with 35 seconds left. Leech is fast to rotate off and gambles that Heroic are running back, and it's a nice flick to refresh and reposition to Grave and gets a 1-for-1 trade. And in the 1v1, Fallen wins a crucial clutch and Liquid takes a much needed round.
But massive round, and he will open up with Refresh. That was the one player actually in the site for Heroic. After losing him now, you're relying on getting this trade out of the apartments. Elige not looking the right way, would have to flick back up. Damage done, and Elige has made this possible. Fallen, 1v1, and this really decides like how much faith you have in this Team Liquid comeback. If you win this round, the game's up in the air. Shush with the plant, low on HP. Fallen armed with the scout. Might be better faring with the pistol here. Shush holding, just waiting. Knows he's not going to have many chances to win this round. Time's getting away from Fallen. Eventually, he's got to make a move. And as he comes in, will he clear this back position? Fallen leaping in, and there's the Tech 9 to close.
It's a full buy from Liquid with 4 rifles and an AWP, while Heroic are on a pistol buy with some utility. Heroic are going for 2 players in ramp, 1 in spawn helping with utility like always, and 2 in second mid. While Liquid are going 3 players on A, with Fallen in mid with the AWP, and the last 2 players going 1 in apps and 1 in middle, together with Fallen. And then the last 2 players on B playing very passively with only using 1 Molotov top banana to make sure Heroic can't push them. Heroic early opted not to take apps. Their goal is to take as much map control as possible without losing a player, since if they go apps, it's a big chance a 1-for-1 trade might occur or 1-for-0 trade, and that they lose some crucial map control early on. Heroic groups up in mid and uses 2 flashes and a long smoke to take middle. Liquid have already given it up, rather focusing on a steady A hold and not losing a gun early to pistols. Heroic have one player rushing through the smokes long, and here Fallen is fast and gets a kill, while Tessus steps up and gets a nice one-tap to Fallen, and the AWP is out of the picture. The leech steps up on site before being traded, and quickly it's a 2v2. Not ideal for Liquid since Heroic have gotten full site control. Heroic gets a very good post-plant position, but Stewie and Naf are ready, and they uses this smoke here to be allowed to walk into sight without Pit seeing them, and Stewie with some great awareness gets the last 2 kills and wins the round. I love how he starts shooting on sight, turns to Pit, sees the Pit guy who's trying now to trade, kills him and then kills sight. A great way to play, because the sight player can't really swing because you don't know where Naf is, so the Pit player kinda have to swing there. Great awareness.
Is blindsided by just how deep these pistols get. Grim dead in the pit, and suddenly this is getting out of hand. Elige once again needs to come in big, and it's more damage, but it's traded into this 2-on-2. Cadian and Stout still alive, still a threat. Bombs delayed for now, and this is giving more time for Liquid to get entrenched, get set up and ready for the retake. They look like they want to go through. They're dropping a smoke of their own. That cuts off this Pit player, and Stewie 2K lives up to his name, locking in that round. Beautiful little flicks, and Liquid are believing again.
Round 30 is the round that made this comeback so legendary, and it all begins with Liquid having a full buy, while Heroic have a buy where they scrape together whatever they could buy. Liquid starts with all 3 players going towards A short. This is to set up a play towards middle and not give anything away, and here a great boost where Leech goes here to make sure Ramp can't see him, and that he can hold for the Heroic players if they push to try and kill Fallen, and then Fallen jumps up and he tags Refresh for 12 HP. He probably wished he killed him here, you will see. But the last 2 players of Liquid are going B with a flash banana, smoke bottom banana that misses, and a Molotov top banana. Heroic are going for all 5 players towards ramp and banana, and uses a Molotov top banana to make sure Liquid can push banana's car. Then Heroic uses a smoke, flash and nade top banana to start to take banana control. But Liquid reads this, even with Cadian running middle to make sound, and Fallen rotates over to B. Liquid's goal with the setup is to bait Heroic, with a player boosted new box, a player next to him to take the contact first, and Fallen in CT to kill whoever wide swings. But Liquid have 2 ops for this hold, and well, if they start missing, the SMG can actually win this. Heroic decides not to smoke CT but rather sight, and then push CT. But here they have not calculated that Stewie have a great angle and sees through the smoke, and to CT, and he gets 2 fast kills. And Fallen and Stewie kills the last 2 guys, and Refresh is in a 1v5. He got some information that Stewie is on site and Fallen is on CT. And look at Liquid, they freeze up. Since we learn in basic CS to never push alone or peek solo and die, and Liquid plays to the principle, but this only works with great communication. So when Refresh kills Fallen, a Leech pushing through the smoke have to stop and wait, since the site players from Liquid are still behind the smokes on site and can't trade. But a Leech runs out of smoke and dies, but he gets valuable information that Refresh is going water, and here all Liquid have to do is get ready to double swing him and kill him. It's not that hard. Refresh pushes towards B site, and he elevates himself on top of the fountain on mid site to offset Liquid's cross replacement. And here Liquid should have swung, but instead they are waiting for Grim to come to play the 3v1. But Refresh pushes Stewie and finds Snap, and is a 1v1. From a 1v5 for match point and unlosable round. Can Refresh do this? Let's talk about Grim. He decides to rotate through CT and goes the long way around, and this loses much time, and when he gets close to sight, Refresh have gotten a superior angle, and remember Grim have to check every single corner while peeking, and Refresh with a great position on Coffin wins the 1v5 to force the game in overtime.
Find a thing, Stewie and Fallen, making it happen, making Team Liquid be that semi-finalist. Refresh, as good as he's been, as much as he's given us, this is a Team Liquid victory, teed up. He's on for a third. Napfly dead as well. Refresh, how are you making this happen? Grim, the pit hero, the guy who's dug deep throughout this entire series to save that A-bomb site, has now got to come in clutch at B. Refresh on for the ace in a 1-on-5 clutch. He's looking to keep his legacy in check. This never should have happened. It should have never been this close. Grim, his heart's racing, his heart's beating, but Refresh can't find him. It's a guessing game. Stick on the bomb. Grim doesn't swing. He thinks it's a fake. Refresh with all 5, and we're going to overtime.
Heroic wins this game in an uneventful overtime, and Liquid are the team that lost a quarterfinal to Heroic due to playing a 1v5 in the worst way possible. And this is why this game will go down in the history books. After Liquid came back from a 12-2 scoreline, just to lose to a 1v5 and then lose in overtime. An amazing game, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and here are 2 videos YouTube told me you would love.